Awesome. Well, welcome everyone to yet another AAPC social hour. It is December. I'm just kidding. We were just talking about Christmas with Ray. It's December 24th. It's Christmas Eve. If you haven't done your shopping yet, get out. Like you got to do some
I'm
shopping.
toast. I'm toast. I
I'm
didn't get.
toast.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it seems like that's kind of the way it goes almost every Christmas for not really. Just depends on the Christmas and what's going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we had Ray on earlier. We were just talking to her and we were talking about Christmas carols or, doing something to kind of liven up the social hour. But Halloween carols, I guess that would be the next holiday that's coming up, right, Alex?
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
stuff for Halloween or
We are some. You are from my neck of the woods, and you know how crazy people in Utah can get for holidays, especially like Halloween. But we
yeah.
are not that. We don't have like the big inflatables or anything.
Okay.
I just love to be in my front yard, hanging out and passing out candy to the kids.
Oh yeah.
So that's fun. And
I do
my
too.
dream here's my dream, Dave. If you make it back here, because I live next door to your home city. I my dream is to just do a little guitar concert playing Halloween songs as kids walk by, and
Yeah.
I'm looking for a buddy to make it like a duet where you can just tell jokes and bring kids up and
Yeah, do
play tunes.
a little comedy show with some music, some little Halloween songs. We need to probably brainstorm some Halloween songs. If you in the chat, if you know of any Halloween songs or links to Halloween songs, it sounds like Alex and I, we have a project that we need to
We
work
do,
on.
we do.
That's so fun. I've been doing a lot of music lately, just in my own personal life. But getting back to Halloween, I, I do like Halloween. As a kid, my mom didn't really like us celebrating like pagan holidays and stuff. So so she and my dad would be like, "Well, let's go do a fun activity as a family." And sometimes that activity would be like a bigger thing like Disneyland. So it was a
Ooh,
good trade-off for us. But I do love I love when I've lived in a neighborhood and not in an RV, I've loved, just having bags of candy and dressing up. Like one of my favorite years was I would put on a Batman outfit and I have really big speakers and stuff because I like audio. And so I'd darken my place and I'd turn on these really big speakers with all this like ominous Batman background music. And when kids would come to the door, I'd like throw the door open in like a big gruffly voice, just pretend like I'm Batman. It was
yep,
great.
I love that.
So that's one of the things I enjoy.
I think we should have a question of the day for today. And that question is, what is your favorite Halloween candy? So if you go to someone's door, you knock, and what do you hope to get? Let us know. We only have a handful of people watching as we're kicking off, but we'll come back to that question too. If you're watching, let us know in the comments. Dave, what did you hope for?
See, mine's changed. As a kid, I've always loved Snickers. I think it
Okay.
came from my grandparents. As a little kid, they always had little stickers for everything, little Snickers trains for Christmas. And so I loved anything Snickers, but I re like a couple years ago went vegan and it's really hard to find vegan Snickers or anything that's like similar. So it's changed a lot. But there's a lot of good plant-based chocolate out there, and a lot of these companies like Hershey's are starting to make more plant-based stuff that's made out of oat milk. And so it's really good. I'm excited. There's plant-based Reese's cups now that are actually really good. Yeah.
So
So
you're more of a chocolate guy, I gather.
yeah,
Chocolatey.
I'm a wide spectrum guy. So
Okay.
there's four main categories of snacks in my mind. There's the chip category, it's its own category. And then you've got chocolate, you've got the fruity gummies, and then you've got some sort of beverage.
Yep.
So there you go.
I will choose the fruity gummy genre, like Sour
Yeah.
Patch Kids, the sweet tart chewies that are kind of new. They're so good, and I think they're vegan friendly, Dave.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the ingredients and see what's in there. A lot of times it's crazy the dyes that they use, I'm finding out. There's this, I think it's red 4 or red 40. It's now I can't think of the
Dave,
name of
I'm
the
just
little
gonna
bug.
plug my ears. You're gonna take the
It's a
fun out
little,
of
oh,
my
it's
candy.
it's called caramine or something like that. Maybe that's not right. Maybe that's a flower, but it's some little red bug and they mash it up and it's like the red, and that's how they get the red dye. And I'm like, even that's not vegan. And I'm like, oh man, it's
Well,
crazy world we live in, but
Lori Harmillo, our friend from Colorado, is watching. Elizabeth Mora, happy Wednesday to you. Our question to kick this off, and we'll be revisiting it, is what is your favorite
Thank you.
Halloween candy? Let us know in the comments.
Our question.
We'd love to hear it.
nice, awesome. Lori, Elizabeth, cool, welcome. Well, we've got a fun social hour for you, and we've got Raemarie Jimenez with us. We're going to bring her in just a second, but Alex and I, we need to talk about some things for upcoming. We've got some upcoming stuff like in a week. Where are we going to be?
San Diego, and I love the weather in San Diego. I love to be by the ocean, and it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. It's always amazing to be with our members. That is like uh, the highlight of my year. Twice a year, HealthCon Regional, HealthCon National. It's tons of fun. Love you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun to be able to interact. It really is leading up to it. It feels a little bit stressful or it feels like, oh man, got a lot of things to do. But then when it comes down to it, the energizing factor of seeing everybody there and everybody excited to learn and all of that, oh man, there's something really real to it that it just boosts. It's you guys that make the conference happen. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm excited
Well,
for it.
are you, because we sometimes get a chance to sneak out from the venue in the evenings when conference is done for the day. Do you have any plans to go check out anything special?
This conference, I don't. I do like San Diego a lot, but I'm just kind of staying open to whatever's going to be close by or whatever might jump out. So,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, yeah, I'm
Okay.
excited.
Yeah.
And just to be able to wake up and there's like a marina walk, like you could jog along and everything. Oh man, sounds nice.
For sure. For sure. Looking forward to it. Let us know if you're attending in the comments. And Dave and I would love to meet you if you'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love to hear your stories too. So we're always wanting to gather content. I say gather content, but compelling content, stories, ways that the industry has helped you or AAPC has changed your life, different things like that. We love to hear your stories. And if you want to share, let us know. So we'll get you on video and then get you on the website or something like that. It's fun. It's a good resume builder too, even if, you can point to yourself and be like, hey, I'm associated with this organization. Look, they have me on their website. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, we do a lot of member testimonials. I'm pouring through a lot of member testimonial videos. We say members, but we just mean all of you, the family, right?
Yep.
So
Oh, well, I I don't know. What do you think? Should we find out what Ray's favorite candy is?
yeah, I think we should bring her in now. Ray, how you doing?
Hi. So I have to say, I'm with Alex. Chewy sweet tarts are my favorite.
Ooh,
I
So
love
good.
them. I really, really do. I like chocolate too, but I'm more of a, when it comes to snacks, I'm more savory than sweet. So for me, chips are my downfall. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. So
Now,
bad.
one chip substitute that I found that I love are they have these salt and vinegar pistachio nuts that are amazing. Like that makes me feel like I'm eating a chip without eating a chip. So
Pistachios are so good and so good for
they
you.
are.
They come in the bag. They're
They
normally like,
come in the bag already
ooh,
shelled for you, so you don't have to
ooh,
do any of the work. So Dave, man, they're calling your name. I'm
I'm all
sure
about
they're
that.
vegan.
Yeah, they have some not homegrown, but they have some farms here in California that are like local pistachio farms. And I can get a really big bag of amazing big pistachios for like $6 at the stores here, and I'm loving it. But those sound really good. They don't have any flavored ones, so
Oh, they're good.
Hey, those shelled ones that you get, that's what my mom always buys us. And then you get the one that doesn't have a crack at all. And you're like, how do I how do I battle
No,
this
no, no.
thing?
I'm talking about their unshelled. I
And
meant
I
their
know. Oh
unshelled.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So you
got
don't,
that.
I mean, but you eat too many of them. At least when
Oh,
you have to shell them yourself, it like slows you down a little bit. But man, you can take it in handfuls when they're
Yeah,
shelled for you.
just the whole bag, right? Just get it to the tilt, right? So it's just right. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, Alex. The ones that I get do have to be shelled. And I come every bag I come across so many of the ones that aren't. Well, not so many. It's a good bag typically, but I don't know what to do. Do I use a nutcracker? Do I
I
use
use a nutcracker. No nut will go uneaten. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you have to. It's a
yeah,
waste if you don't eat it.
yep,
Yeah. I love this. This is the best segment. So chips. We can all agree that our weaknesses are chips. So we must have the
yes.
same. I've been learning about blood types a little bit just here and there. So I think there's another one that they haven't really considered. It's blood type C, which is chips. So for chip necessary, something like that. Like we have to have chips in order to function at our highest levels. So
I know we have to wrap this segment up, but
Yeah.
kettle chips, I don't, there's something about they're just heartier.
I haven't
They're
had
so good.
those.
that
Okay, I'll
good
hook you up.
crunch. Yeah, I ate some last night, Alex. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Name a chip. I've probably, well, actually, I take that back because there's a lot of chips that aren't vegan, like Doritos nacho cheese. Those are off the table forever. So I don't know what to do about that. Anyway, this is fun. Well, Ray, we're excited that you're here and we're excited to talk just a little bit about what's going on, the company at large, the company at small, but what are some of the things that are on your mind? I know we've made some changes with some exams recently, or maybe we've nailed down some things with exams. Is there any insight there?
So, I mean, with exams, we're always looking to improve the examining experience. So, really just making sure that people are prepared when they are going to the test format, whether it be at a testing center or if they're using at-home proctoring. It's always surprising to us. You know, we put information in a lot of places to try to cover all of our bases. When you purchase an exam, we're sending emails out with all of the information. When you have an open voucher that needs to be applied, we're sending out information. So if anyone has the trick on making sure everyone reads everything they need to in order to be prepared, man, if you solve that problem, I'll give you an all expenses paid trip to conference. Because we have people showing up to exams that just aren't truly prepared. Like one of the biggest things is not having an external camera if you're at home. And sometimes I think that people think we're just being sticklers, but we really are securing the exam integrity. Because it's an open booked exam, you need to be able to see the workspace at all times. So that's the reason for some of these. It's not just like we're trying to punk the members at how hard we can make this. Every single rule and protocol that we have really has a meaning behind it and something we're trying to solve for. So just keep that in mind when you're getting frustrated that this is not just an arbitrary decision. It really has a meaning behind it and what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I feel like the reading portion of the emails that are received is usually where you find where people miss the boat is just
Yeah.
reading that the instructions of what to bring, what's expected. And if this is your career, and you're paying good money to do these things, you got to make sure you're reading through the instructions. You can't just rush into it. And
Well, especially in our profession where the details matter so much in everything that we do, and all of the guidelines and all the regulations and all the payer policies, everything that we have to read and interpret and digest on a daily, hourly basis, it always surprises me when we don't have that level of detail in some of the other communications. And then, there's a flip side where I can understand from their perspective, there's information overload. So then you try to pare it down, give it bite-sized pieces of information, and then the one detail they missed was left out because it was bite-sized. You know what I mean? So there's a delicate balance of over communication and, being responsible and paying attention to the instructions we're sending out.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've tried to provide a few different ways to get those instructions so that whatever, if you missed maybe something in an email, well, maybe you saw the link to the exam requirements module where it steps you through even how to take the exam.
Yeah,
There's a simulation in there that literally shows you what the exam looks like with some dummy questions, but how to open up your books in the exam, how to highlight things for the exam so that even in the exam, you can use all these digital tools and get to know those things in advance, well before you
exactly.
take the exam. Yeah, there's so many tools. So if you're struggling, maybe you've just missed one of the many tools that are out there.
Yeah, if you do choose the at-home path, there's the testing of your system, making sure that it is going to be able to have all of the bandwidth and the technology that you need in order to successfully complete the exam. So there's a lot of information that we have produced to help with all of the pain points that we're hearing back from customers so that we can get ahead of it.
Yeah.
There's a
What I'm
thread in
really, go ahead,
I was just
Alex.
I was just going to say there's a thread in Reddit recently about taking our exams, and I noticed many more people not wanting to roll the dice. They felt like that if they're taking it from home and their dog comes in the room, that could alert the moderator. They didn't want to take any chances. So I feel like I'm seeing more people online saying they're taking it at a measure testing center. Are we seeing that?
Well, yeah, and we are, and that's the reason why we have it as an option so that you can pick your own adventure. You can decide the way that you're going to be most comfortable. If you're not tech savvy, if you don't want to be your own tech support, then don't. I think that there's this and I'm just going to go on at home for a minute and tie it into our industry. There is this perception from people that if I can do it in my home, it must be easy, right? If they're giving me the ability to do it at home, it must be easy. We see that with people newly entering our profession, where I want to be a coder because I can do it from home. They don't realize with doing it at home comes an extra layer of responsibility. So just because you can do something at home does not equal that it is easy.
Yeah. Definitely not an easy path. A whole different set of guidelines and structure you have to self-manage, which can
Right.
be, yeah, which can be really tricky. It's funny when you mentioned the dog coming into the room, Alex. I thought, well, if the dog had the answers, to some of the questions, yeah,
Hey,
they could get by.
exactly. Yeah, that's a cute little dog that has answers taped to their hind side. I don't know. I
Exactly.
mean, anything could happen, and it looks innocent. It's not.
Well, I mean,
It's not.
it sounds silly to EVB suggest that, but we have seen
Well,
outrageous being.
people hiding behind curtains, trying to
Mhm.
give answers. I mean, we should put obviously blurring out the identity of people because, that would not be cool. But giving like you could put a video together, Dave, of all of the exam bloopers and mishaps. And I think that if our members saw what was really happening on the other side of that video, it might put this in more context of why some of these rules exist.
Definitely. Yeah. That would definitely help people have a little more compassion and okay, I see why they have to do this. Um,
Yeah,
and really it's like y- you want it to be as secure as possible, especially if you've already gone through that process. You're
right,
already a credentialed member. You don't want anybody else cheating and devaluing your credential because they're not doing the work.
right, exactly.
Eh,
One
Hey,
thing we have going on right now that I do want to highlight for members while I have their attention is it's a very important part of the year for many reasons. One of them is it's when we are gathering data for our salary survey. We've got that going on right now. I'm sure that you've seen social posts. I'm sure that you've seen emails. Please take the time to complete it. For those of you that complete the survey by the deadline, which is September 30th, so it's coming up here soon, we do a free webinar that goes over all of the results of all the information that we learn from the salary survey. So that's something that I get to lead every year, and I look forward to sharing all that data and the insights that we're seeing, and not just what we see this year, but how it's trending over years. So, salary is important. We also get production standards. That's a question that we get a lot at AAPC. We also get insights on where people are working. We've been able to show the evolution of how many more people are working from home or in a hybrid situation. As of last year's results, only 20% of our members are going into the office every day. So being able to watch some of these trends over time has been very interesting from AAPC's perspective, but we also like to share this information with members. I think understanding what the average salary is helps from a negotiation standpoint. If you want to be considered for more compensation, knowing what the market is paying, this is all really good information. And the more members that we have complete the survey, the more data we're able to aggregate and really paint an accurate picture of what's going on. We have many employers coming to our website that will look to see what the benchmark is when they're deciding what their salary should be. So there's a lot of good information that comes out by taking the time to complete the survey.
I just posted a link to the survey in the comments, so take a few minutes to do that.
Awesome. Speaking of the comments, Alex, is there anything in there from our live chat that's any comments about the exam or
Many great comments. Thank you so much. There's one that I would really like to throw out Ray before she leaves. Michael asked, is there an update on when the CVBA certification will be available?
We don't have the month that we're releasing it to everyone yet. We went through two beta phases. We're going through all of the analysis right now. It's really important that we get the beta right, and we use all of how each question performs on the exam, as well as all of the survey results from those giving feedback who took the exam. We take that very, very seriously. And then the team here at AAPC will get all of that data, share it with the exam committees to see if any modifications have to be made. So I know that from the members' perspective, it takes us a long time to do this, but we really want to make sure that every test is valid for the job competencies that we're measuring so that the certification holds value from an employer's perspective. So I don't want to give a date and then have that date move because no one likes that either. We will be announcing it as soon as it is available through social channels as well as email and the member newsletter.
Great, thank you.
and for those that are listening that don't know what this new credential is, CVBA,
Do you want to guess? Do you want to do your best, Dave, to
certified
figure it out?
CVBA,
I know.
certified virtual business coder.
No, it's a certified value-based administrator. So this is someone that is help. So with value-based care, there's a lot of moving components in getting your data correct, capturing the right quality metrics, understanding what proactive programs you want to put in place, being able to understand across your organization the outcome improvements that you're having on patients, as well as the cost savings that you're able to influence by doing all of these good things for patients. So because there's a lot of moving parts, you need someone that understands this industry that can help navigate it, organize it, and make companies successful. So anyone that is in that space, moving into that space, which is getting larger and larger because of the shift from fee for service to value based, that's the reason why this credential is so important.
Cool. So on that revenue cycle, seems like we have a
It
credential
hits
that fits
all, yeah,
every, yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
that
a
value-based
holistic
one,
approach.
okay.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a holistic approach to patient care, as well as all of the documentation capture, the data that's aggregated from it, and seeing it through on the financial piece of things.
Cool. That's awesome. And where do you find that that transition is happening? You said from fee for service to the value-based care. Is that happening in smaller practices, or what's the, I guess, what's the
No,
trend? I'm just
across the
curious.
board. So when you look at risk adjustment is a type of value-based program, right? So it is um, not just one thing. We have different payers that have different value-based contracts that you can enter as an organization. So it's not limited on one size of organization. Obviously, the larger the system, the more resources that they have and infrastructure to be able to help facilitate these contracts. So, it might not be as attainable for a small office, but they might be participating with a larger organization that they're affiliated with. So, there's many different models, there's many different contracts, there's many different nuances. So, it is an exciting thing going on in healthcare, but also a very complex thing going on
Mm.
in healthcare right now.
Yeah, interesting. So if somebody's hearing this for the first time and they're like, "Oh, that sounds interesting to me," would there be some prerequisites? Would there be some good things to do before just jumping into this new credential? Or
Yeah, you really need to have this is not something for someone brand new entering the market. This is someone that understands the revenue cycle management space in order to be successful. This is more one of the advanced credentials that we see people going through. And that's one of the things I love that we do at AAPC. It's not just entry level, but it's a complete career pathing that we've made available to our members as they evolve in the profession. So this would be one of those credentials, a stepping stone into a experienced person's next career step.
awesome. Cool. Lots of good insight on that. And you say that's you can't give a date yet, but we're moving that direction
We're
quickly.
close. I just
Yeah.
can't say the date.
Cool. Awesome. Well, things are changing. Is there anything else that you want to throw out as far as maybe looking ahead a little bit, anything that's on the horizon or anything that, hey, we're looking at this thing and we're gonna make it better?
Well, so I think right now there's a lot of regulatory change going on. And I think one of the things that we're doing through a lot of our boards and advisory committees is keeping on pace with some of these regulatory changes. We're going to be having a industry town hall on November 13th to go over some of these regulatory changes. We're also producing webinars for the code updates that are happening. Obviously, October 1st, ICD-10 goes into effect, and then we've got CPT in January. So this is the time of year when a lot of education and updates are happening for the code changes, as well as regulatory changes that have been included in the proposed rule that will be communicated in the final rule. So just a lot going on there. Making this information available through the magazine as well as webinars and member newsletters. So we're trying to get the information out there so members are prepared.
Cool. Awesome. That's good. And that's a good reminder. Updates are coming, all that stuff. I mean, we're right in the thick of it or to beginning of the thick of it. So
Next
yeah.
Wednesday, right? I-10 updates take effect. on
Yeah,
October
the
1st.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
next Wednesday. Cool. Right before HealthCon Regional and AuditCon. So, so much going on. It's going to be so fun. Excited to see you, Ray, in a week
Excited
or
to
so.
see you too. And everyone else that's coming to San Diego. So please make sure you stop and say hi to us because we love getting the opportunity to chat while we're in person.
Indeed. All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us,
Thanks,
Ray.
Ray.
As always, you're the
Thanks for
best.
having me. See ya.
See ya. Cool. Anything in the chat there, Alex?
Oh, so many
Yeah.
great comments. I'm going to read this from Kimberly Waters. This is her first time here, just passed the CPC exam last week. I feel that the AAPC gives out great info regarding the exam. I took it in a testing center because I didn't want to have to deal with everything at home. So everybody has their preference, and I get, we talked about that. We get why you might want to choose that route. Even more importantly, though, if you're just tuning in, let us know your favorite Halloween candy. We're approaching that season. Let us know in the comments what your preferred Halloween candy is in the comments.
Yeah. We really need to know. We need to
We
get
do.
bags and bags of it.
We do.
Hmm.
If
Did you do
Myra
anything at the
Simmons,
office for Halloween, Alex? Did we do I guess
we
it's
have a costume contest.
oh cool.
Here's the thing. If Myra Simmons shows up at my door on Halloween, I want to make sure I'm ready with the right candy for her. Beth Stover, you too.
All right. Cool, cool. Well, we've got another guest with us, and she's been featured in last month's AAPC the magazine. And we are going to bring in, let's admit her, Kimberly Thomas. And we'll give her a second to turn on her camera and her mic. Um, and then we'll see where Kimberly is joining us from today.
This is so exciting because we've never spoken to her before. This is all like
Mm,
the big unveil.
yes, and she's going to be live and ready to go. So
I
hopefully,
wonder, Kimberly, can you at least hear us?
I'm thinking of a Halloween song to play in the background.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of good candies. A lot Reese's is coming up a lot. I love Reese's. I eat my Reese's. I'll eat the edge off of one side and then go in for the middle and then eat the edges after that. Dave, how do you eat your Reese's?
So you eat the edges on one side and then you go in the middle and then you eat the other edges after that.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. I actually like separating things, like big fan of Oreos, so
Yeah.
separating them, eating them separate. And I kind of do the same thing with Reese's. You can like pull off the bottom layer sometimes. Sometimes it gets stuck to the paper.
Yeah.
And
I wonder what Kimberly does. Kimberly, can you hear us? We see you, Kimberly.
you can't quite hear us.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get her in our Zoom chat here.
Cool. Elizabeth Nick Hill says candy corn with the chocolate bottom. I don't think I've actually had those candy corn. They just dipped it in like normal candy corn dipped in chocolate. Jennifer Koopman says anything chocolate and caramel, milk duds, Rolos. Oh man, lots of Reese's. Chocolate, chocolate. A lot of chocoholics out there. Okay. Alyssa says gummy bears. I do love gummy bears. Kimberly, if you can hear us, give us maybe a thumbs up or
In the
um,
chat, she says she cannot. And I'm gonna see if I'm just asking her if she would just say hi.
I'm gonna see if I can make her a co-host and see if maybe it's a permissions thing.
Oh, it says connecting to audio.
How about
Kimberly.
now?
I think I hear you now.
Yes,
Awesome.
we did it.
Yay! We
Well,
did
Kimberly,
it!
yes, thank you for joining us. This is so fun. Yeah, this is we wanted to bring you on and get to know you a little bit. You've been featured in September's magazine article. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that or how that came to be?
Um, well, some contacts here in Dallas asked me to write an article, so I did. And then I was asked if I wanted to be featured, so I said, sure. Sounds like a good plan. So that's how that happened.
Literally that easy.
Literally that easy.
Cool.
I will say if you're out there and you have something to contribute to the magazine, reach out. Reach out. There's information there within the magazine on how to submit an article. You'll be surprised how simple and easy it is. They make it so easy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, in the magazine, we have instructions of how to get in the magazine. So it's, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. So Kimberly, for those that haven't read the magazine and are just listening now, do you want to give us a little bit of background about how you got in the industry, what segment of the industry you're in, kind of what's your passion?
Sure. So, whenever COVID hit, everything in education changed. And prior to that time, I was in education. Um, Whenever I was much younger, I wanted to be an RN. Well, life happens. Like, turned out I was pregnant with my second, and RN school and having two kiddos just really doesn't mesh together for some of us. And I was one of those. So now, years later, I have found federal IDR and I am able to use my background in education along with all the new information for federal IDR. And I'm training CPCs on federal IDR processes. So it's just exciting because federal IDR is new in 2022. So as with any government program, there's changes in the beginning and there's stops and starts. So it's just a lot of fun. I find it very challenging and interesting, and I enjoy the growth, and I enjoy putting something into this younger generation. Okay, those that are going to come behind me. My team, I tell them all the time, my job is to get you so you can take my job and do it better. That's my job. So that's my perspective, and that's how I live my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And giving back, right? Giving back into those that are up and coming and saying, "Hey, take what we've
Mhm.
figured out and whatever and now go run with it and be even better." That's awesome. So I
Right.
federal IDR for those that don't know, I'm reading it here. It's independent dispute resolution. So what is that? What is that process? Independent dispute resolution. Can you give us like a for somebody that knows nothing about it?
Sure. So prior to 2022, um, on ERISA plans, whenever you disagreed, the provider disagreed with the payment, they would initiate an appeal through the plan. There was very little oversight of this process.
So the plan
Federal
could just say
IDR,
no, right? It was just like this.
right,
Okay, they can just
right,
shut it down, and that's the end of the story.
correct,
Okay.
correct. Um, Now, since federal IDR has come into play, they're able to initiate a 30-day open negotiation period and try to negotiate a settlement between the two. And then if they cannot settle, it goes onto the federal IDR portal. And then from there, a IDR-E or IDR entity is then selected to arbitrate the actual claim and decide, okay, who is the winner. Now, within all of this, there's also QPA, which is qualified payment amount, and that is the median contracted rate that insurance carriers should be basing their payments off of. Okay. So all of this is new, and there's lots of lingo, lots of lingo in with federal IDR. So I'm looking forward to putting out a few more articles and educating everyone a little bit more. My goal is to get it so that if you don't know the answer, you at least know where to go find the answer. That's my goal for all the CPCs out here and CPBs that are currently trying to get this process up and started within their offices. Also, you can reach out to me. I'm on AAPC. You can find me there in the blog. So if you have a question, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help anyone out.
I love it, especially with it being so new and sounds like you already, know a lot about the process. So, you leading the charge on that would be super helpful. So this process, to get this straight, hasn't existed prior to this year, you're saying. It's a new sort of check and balance or way to like get some things paid that maybe are just that should have been paid that maybe are is just a struggle. You have that intermediary help. And that hasn't
Yeah,
existed
and it's
prior, you're saying.
prior to 2022.
Oh, 2022. Right. Okay.
Right. That's whenever it went into enforcement.
Nice. And
Hmm.
are you finding that that practices are well, you would think they're benefiting greatly from this process because they're given a second chance to like actually get some stuff paid? Is it is there any stats or numbers to kind of back up since this process has been in place? Hey, we're actually getting compensated more fairly or anything like that?
Um, I'm gonna have to say, Dave, unfortunately, because of the way the process rolled out in the first year, I do not believe that we have enough information to say that wholeheartedly. Okay,
So new
so we're
process.
talking, yeah, so we're talking our out-of-network providers here is what we're talking about. So um, your hospitalist where someone goes into the hospital and they don't have a choice of the hospitalist group, and maybe that's a contracted group. So those are the type of claims that we're dealing with here. It's the out of network claims. So I, I wish I could say, yes, definitely providers are seeing something better, but I feel like from what I'm seeing, it's kind of a 50-50 because of the QPAs. And, QPAs, they're supposed to upload their data. The plans were supposed to upload their data on what the QPA was based off of, and that has never been followed through with by CMS. So I feel like there's still some checks and balances that need to happen in order to make this program really functional.
Hmm. Cool. No, that's good. And that's honest insight because it sounds like the reporting and all that needs to be done too, right? Because if you have no data, you can't really compare if it's helping
Right.
or just causing more hoops to jump through or mm, I mean, not to simplify it in that way, just my own lack of understanding, but yeah, really cool. So
Dave?
what first, oh, sorry, Alex, how's the
Oh,
question?
I was just going to say I'm going to do a quick screen share for everybody watching, and they just check out the September edition of the magazine. There's Kimberly Thomas, our cover girl
Hi.
for
Nice.
September. There she is. Yep, and it's just so fun to have you on. Now I'm hopping to the article. It's on page 34, and there's that quote that jumps out. You said I was surprised to learn that my credentials opened so many other doors within the healthcare industry. I'm curious, Kimberly, what is there one credential that you really felt like paved a new path for you that, and maybe in an unexpected way?
It would be my CPC. I simply because, look at what I'm doing now. I'm not coding. And honestly, whenever I went through the training and I took the test and passed the test, I really, really thought, okay, I'm going to be doing medical coding. And for me, that's not the way it's been. And so I wanted to express in my article to everyone out there, you know, don't put blinders on. Whenever you get your CPC, if if you don't get a coding job right away, get your foot in the door. Get your foot in the door because you may be like me and find that you really excel in a different area within coding and billing.
Okay, awesome. I love that.
And how long have you been in the industry, Kimberly? Like what was your kind of career path like?
I actually started in 2021. 2021 is whenever I changed everything up. So that's 4 years and I'm on the cover of AAPC. How does that happen? How? It's just it's unheard of and it's unprecedented. So I'm grateful and I'm humbled by it, and I hope I make my team proud.
Do
Yeah,
you ever
that's
miss
awesome.
the clinical side?
No.
Yeah, you're good. You're on the right path. So do you dabble in it? I know I've spoken with a lot of nurses who transitioned into coding over the last 6 months, and many like keep a side job doing part-time nursing here and there. Do you dabble in it at all anymore?
Oh no, I never was a nurse.
Okay,
Instead, yeah, yeah, instead of because I had, my second son. So I never finished nursing school, and
okay,
that degree path changed from nursing to education.
okay.
So now I'm all the way back around dabbling here in, the coding and billing.
Nice. And what's the next step for you? Do you have anything on your horizon that you're looking forward to, whether professionally or personally?
I want to earn another certification. And then, CPCs being used by the IDR entities is a newer thing and a newer trend. And I want to see that grow. I really enjoy look, and I'm looking forward to proving that not only can we do this job, but we can do it well because we understand what the codes are. We understand what the codes entail. And we also have a firm understanding, especially those of us that have the dual certifications like my CPB, we also understand the billing side of everything. And it's just a perfect combination to be on this ground level to help other CPCs come along beside me, and let's build it up. Let's build this together.
Oh, cool. I love that. I love the team approach and there's humility there too, where it's like you're learning these things, but you're also helping other people learn those things and so that we can all, learn them together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially with, a new process that could be a really beneficial process. It sounds like, well, once
Hmm.
things kind of get ironed out or as things go along. So it's cool. Really
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, the thing about it, it's not completely ironed out, but hey, guys, we're not where we were 3 years ago. So let's take the growth that we have and the progress that we have and let's build on it and learn from it. But there are so many people that do not realize that CPCs can be arbitrators for IDR entities. And it's literally CPC is named within the regulations
Oh,
as eligible to be an arbitrator. So, you know, take that into consideration, everybody out there that's listening, that's thinking about doing something different, or you've heard of federal IDR and you want to check into it. Don't 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 be shy.
that's awesome. Yeah. If you have the CPC, it sounds like you're already on the list. You're already,
You're
or
already qualified.
yeah, you're already qualified. Nice.
Hmm.
That's
That's one
great.
thing we talk about a lot is when many people come in thinking coding, CPC, that is what I want to do. But there are so
Right.
many different paths, and this is a path I've never heard of before. So the opportunities just continue to grow beyond CPC.
Yeah. Yes, it will. It will. And I feel like as time goes on, as more CPCs are out there and we're showing our skills, showing what we can do, we'll see more of that on a state level too, where states will start opening the doors a little bit more for CPCs to be arbitrators.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kimberly, real quick, Chris is asking, he says newbie here, what is an IDR entity? Would you kind of give us explain it to a fifth grader
Sure.
version?
Sure. So there are 15 companies that basically do the arbitrations, review the claims, and then render a decision on who wins the dispute. So IDRE is Independent Dispute Resolution Entity. We are called entities. So those 15 companies, you have to be approved by CMS. You have to go through a selection process and then be approved by CMS. And then you get on the list and then you get assigned files.
So you get
Okay.
assigned files, right? So they're sort of like divvied up.
Some are divvied up, and sometimes the providers or the plans will select us. It goes
If
either way.
if Chris has more questions about IDR entity, would you, I don't know if you're on LinkedIn
I am.
or, okay, is it all right if those watching, if they want to connect with you and explore that
Yes,
further, can they connect with you on LinkedIn?
absolutely. Look me
Okay.
up. Look me up. I'm there.
All right.
You'll find me. If you just type in Kimberly Thomas Federal IDR, I'm the first thing that pops up. So look me up. Absolutely. I'll answer your questions. I don't have a problem with that at all. My job is to help educate and help move forward. So that's what this is. That's what this is about.
Love it. Awesome. Well, cool. Kimberly, thank you for joining us and giving us some insight into this new path. I think, there's probably going to be lot more questions that come as this, process continues to roll out. And thanks
Mhm.
for joining us and being so cool and trying to help all the CPCs and everybody along the way. So yeah, really great. And
Yeah.
congrats on being included in the article. So,
Thank you. We
Thanks,
have
Kimberly.
another article coming out in October too. Gives you a little bit more information about federal IDR.
awesome. Cool. Any last words? Anything that you want the audience to know?
Don't be afraid to try something new. And whenever one door closes, maybe that's because you weren't supposed to be going through there. Don't take a no as a this is the end of the line. Take it as a new path. Okay. Don't don't be afraid to hear no. Don't be afraid to try something new and just stretch yourself just a little and maybe get out of your comfort zone just a little and just see where you wind up.
Good. Wise words. Wise words. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Another social hour. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Next week, we're going to be in conference and
No,
down in San
the
Diego.
next week. So,
Well, I was just going to say,
oh,
if you
you're
want to
going to
catch
do that.
Alex, I was going to say, if you want to catch Alex, he'll be doing some, well, I guess it's for people that are registered for conference. So we're not doing a social hour at all. I thought maybe you were going to give him a little taste of conference while we're there, but
Well, we will. So while we're there, so next week we do not have a social hour. The next week we do, and we'll do what we kind of do when we're there, Dave. We'll do a little live during our time in San Diego. It's during social hour time.
cool. All right. So if you want to tune in there, you'll get a little glimpse of what's going on in conference. Awesome. Thanks again, Kimberly, Alex, as
See
always.
you, Dave.